Well, we got a little bit of snow. It's still coming down, but it's almost over. We might get another inch at the most. And I know many people hate snow. I'm included in that if I have to deal with it for a long period of time, or if I'm forced to go out in it and do a lot of work. But I have to say, when it first comes down like this, you can see behind me there how it's coming down nice and slow and just falling straight down. There's absolutely no wind at all. Well, rather than tell you, let me show you. Look at how pretty that is. Sticking to all the tree limbs, all up over the trees, all down through the valley down there. Snow covers up a lot of ugly. That's something somebody said to me one time, and I found it to be quite true. Snow covers up a lot of ugly. And it is quite beautiful when it's like this. Now, if you have to drive in it, yeah, it's not a whole lot of fun, but I just think it's neat the way it sticks to everything. When it's calm like this, it's a nice, this isn't really a wet snow, but it's a wet enough snow. I'm surprised you don't have tree branches breaking off, but I guess it's not wet enough to stick that thickly. But it sure is pretty. Just covers everything. Covers everything. Let's go back here and get a little closer up view and you'll see what I mean. See, there's the cars and the house and that big tree in the front yard. It just covers up everything. I always have thought this was pretty when it's like this. Later today, it's supposed to get windy and all this will be gone. It'll be all blown off the limbs. But in the meantime, it's kind of nice to just look at. Ooh, a bunch of birds were over there and decided to just take off. There's the rascal. He's not a huge fan of snow, but he deals with it. He's like, pick me up, Dad. Take me in the house. I'm cold. Okay, rascal. And here we are down by the sawmill. Once again, it's all sticking to everything right now. All the trees, all the bushes, every twig, every stick, covering all the wood piles, of course. So thankfully, I got them all covered well. They stay mostly snow-free. And with no wind, it's not really blowing up underneath there and getting on stuff, so that's good. It's going to be a mess for a few days. I love it when it's fresh. It's really pretty. The wind's going to blow later. It'll knock it off all the tree branches and everything. It won't be so pretty anymore. And then it's supposed to get in the 40s over the weekend, 50s next week, so it'll go away. But in the meantime, it'll be a muddy, sloppy mess. Another thing I love about the snow is the quiet. Here, listen. That's about as long as I can hold my breath. And I breathe loud, I know. So, I know y'all probably hate snow. I'm not a huge fan of it either overall, but it sure is pretty when it's fresh like this, ain't it? It sure is pretty when it's fresh. Let me zoom in on them trees down there. Thank you for watching. give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. I just had to share this beautiful snow. I lived in Florida for 7 years. I know there's people out there that have never seen it. If you've never experienced the quiet during a time like this, it's unimaginable how quiet it is. Snow is like a sound dampening device, and it absorbs the sound, and it's all over everything, even in the air floating down, so it really blocks the sounds. Here's a good gauge how much snow we got. On the edge of that roof, over here, and see it standing on top of these bricks. You know, I don't know. I'd say a good 8 inches anyway. Let me go get a tape measure. There we go. That's about the top of the snow. Yeah. About 7 inches, give or take a little. It's pretty good snow for around these parts. We're out here feeding the chickens. Get a lot better view of those trees. Aren't they beautiful? We'll take a walk down that trail in a minute too, after I get done taking care of the chickens. No more silence. The roosters hear me coming. There's Gilly, chest deep in snow. Got the roosters separated from the hens because they won't leave them alone. We have 7 roosters and 13 hens, or let me think, 12 hens. 12 hens and 7 roosters. So you can imagine that the hens were not eating. They were afraid to get down because they got jumped by 3 of them as soon as they hit the ground. So they weren't eating and they weren't drinking. I decided to come back here in the deeper woods because it's even prettier when you get back into the deeper woods. If the 4-wheeler wasn't broke, I'd go way down into the big woods, but I'm not hiking that far. I always like that cornstarch sound that snow makes under your feet, crunching. Yep, as soon as the snow stops in a couple of hours, and the wind will start, and this will all be gone. It'll blow it off the tree limbs and knock it on the ground. Snow on the ground won't be nice and smooth anymore. It'll be a mess. But it sure is pretty right now. You can see it's already starting to fall off the trees a little bit. And the wind ain't even blowing. I wish I'd have grabbed my gloves. Hey, why don't you go kick that tree over there?
No, thanks.
Something just came through here. There's a trail. I don't know what it is though, because it's been covered up so thoroughly, but it looks like a rather large animal. Probably a coyote or a bobcat, I would guess. And back here too, the tracks are pretty far apart. They're definitely not a rabbit. I think that's kind of neat where you look through the dark woods and then out onto the glade rock over there, it's a little whiter. Yep, snow just falls off the trees all by itself. Once it starts, it knocks other snow off and keeps going. I just hope it doesn't do it when I'm under it. Looks like there was a brouhaha of some sort out here. There's tracks all over in this one spot. I have a funny feeling somebody wants to get wet. Just got hit by a snowball in the back. As far as the waterfall is concerned, I have several videos of my waterfall in the snow. If you'd like to see them, they're on the channel, obviously. Probably back in the first 50 videos. But nobody seemed to watch them, so I quit making them. My guess is the same nobody will watch this one. But that's okay. One of these days I'll be old and decrepit. Won't be able to get out here and walk around in this beautiful winter wonderland. I can click on YouTube and watch my video. Well, I guess we're almost to the big woods. We could hop over there and see them. There, she made it. Sometimes it's the simple things like a walk in the woods during the end of a snowstorm, you know. Like I said, I think that's almost like a picture postcard. Old pile of firewood next to the woods. Right over there is that tree I caught on fire at the end of my videos. Not going too far in here because I still have a long walk home. And I forgot my gloves. Meant to grab them. They're in my other coat. Kind of neat the way there's hardly any snow under this tree because it's all on the tree. Look at that. Wish the four-wheeler was running. It'd be a lot easier to get down there. This is close enough. You see the snow on all them branches and big old trees. Everything's all covered in white. By tomorrow, them branches will all be bare. It's supposed to get pretty windy later today. Blow all the snow around. But for right now, it's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I still think it's neat how much more light you get out in the open than you do in the woods in the wintertime like this when it's snowing. Down in here, the snow looks gray. You go around out there and it looks nice and bright and white. There's Tootsie, she made it. Yep, big old trees. That's a really nice tree right there. Might make a nice saw log or two. Who knows? Got plenty of saw logs in here. Anytime I want to come and get them. That one right there would be a massive saw log and a ton of firewood. And easy to get to. All these in here would be easy to get to, though. Some nice pines. But for now, they're just beautiful. Well, probably about time to head back. Got a pretty good hike getting back. Only part of me that's cold is my fingers, and they're not that cold because I keep switching them. There's another little rabbit hideout. It's not a very good one, though. Coyote will go through that. There's no stickers. Bobcat, too. Be a good test for my new 12 gauge. I'm going to kick up a rabbit. Well, not really anything new to see on the way back, just the same stuff, only with footprints. As Yosemite Sam says, footy prints. So I think I'll call it here so I can put my hands in my pockets and keep them warm. It sure is pretty, isn't it? This is something you only get to see for a few hours, a couple times a year, if that, around here. Because we don't normally get 7 inches of snow in Arkansas. What's weird is we've gotten a big snow every year since I've lived here for 3 years. Everybody says, oh, you hardly ever get any snow. Just a little dusting. This is the 3rd big snow in 3 years. But I think this is the record since we've been here, 7 inches. And I just love the look when it's all stuck to the trees. It's just pretty. Thanks for watching. If you're still here, thank you extra. Give us that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Share with your friends. And we'll see you later, probably when this melts, because it won't be around for long.